Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Akashic Growth. I'm Sabrina. Tonight we're going to do a Divine Masculine check-in and messages from the Divine Masculine. We're going to start with charms, but first I just want to say that when I speak of Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, I use pronouns he and she. He for Divine Masculine, she for Divine Feminine. Just know that I am speaking of energies, not gender, and please switch it out for your situation. And as always, we're just going to take a moment and we are going to call in the archangels. Okay, so I invite you to take a deep breath. And we ask that Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Rajuel, Archangel Shamuel. We ask that they all please surround this reading with their love and light, and we ask that only messages of the highest healing order come through. And so it is. Satnam. Okay, so first we're going to start off with the charms, okay? Okay, there's a lot of messages here, guys, so I'm just going to take a moment. Okay, so first we have the initials, or the letters G, and K. So it could be G, K, or KG. There's a strong angel message in this. So there's just layers of messages in this, and so I'm just taking a moment. So the first thing that I'm drawn to is how Archangel Gabriel is right on top of the angel wing. Right here. Okay, so Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of communication. And so here also, I feel like the wolf is the divine masculine, and the deer here is the divine feminine. And again, he's howling up to the deer. So I feel like these divine masculines, they are working really hard, okay? And I feel like, so the peace dove is woven in with the work. And I feel like what's happening is that they're not able to be in a place of peace because they're working too hard. But the center of this reading, it's so funny. So, okay, I'm understanding it now. Okay, because it came through like this. Okay, so the center of it is all about the divine feminine. Okay, so I was holding the intention that the divine masculine come through in the charms, but it's actually the divine it's the center is the divine feminine, all around is all about the divine masculine. Okay, so what I'm hearing, so there's angel wings, there's the goddess, faith, a person coming out of the lotus, and on the back of this says, I deserve to be loved. Is Archangel Gabriel for communication, and then the cross. So I feel like the divine feminines are all in a place of starting to understand that they are a goddess and connecting to that aspect of themselves, of their higher selves, and of the They're connecting to their inner goddess, their inner angel. They're having faith, okay? They're doing their spiritual work and they're realizing that they deserve to be loved. And what I'm hearing from Archangel Gabriel right now is that it's time to communicate that even more. Okay? And so the divine feminine is in this beautiful place, but I feel like her divine masculine is working really hard and it's disrupting his peace, and she can really feel that. Do you see how close that gear is to her spiritual practice? Okay, so if you're feeling that, just know that and communicate love back instead of frustration with him, because I feel like he's kind of like in this like this little this little wheel. He's in his own little world. It feels like there may be no or very little communication. He's working too hard. He's not feeling very peaceful. So he doesn't feel like communicating to the divine feminine, because she's gentle and has all, it's just like in this gentle place with a lot of peace. And I'm not feeling that from the divine masculine. When I was meditating beforehand, my right underneath my skin was was like vibrating again. I think I got this a few weeks ago. And it feels like that's what's happening again. And so the angels are just saying for the divine feminine to keep in mind to hold her goddess place and to just be mindful of the communication. You're coming from this place of communication from the angelic realm, right? From this place of the angels. So I feel like you're opening up your heart. You're really starting to communicate more on the 5D from a higher place instead of sending and shooting so many frustrated or negative thoughts. I feel like you're being more mindful of your thoughts. But what I'm feeling like is that the divine masculine isn't quite there. And so that's one of the reasons why he may be quiet, because he's not in this gentle place. He's more of that wolf energy howling, wishing and wanting attention, but not knowing how to get it, not knowing how to truly receive it, and not knowing what he would do once he had it. I'm also hearing that. So if any of the divine feminines are getting little to no communication, I'm hearing that a big part of it is because he doesn't know, once he starts that communication, where to go from there. And I feel like it's making him uneasy. The silence is making him uneasy, but so isn't the idea of reaching out, and then where do you go from there? So this is the Divine Masculine deck. Divine Masculine Energy Oracle cards by Flames of Alchemy. So we're just gonna ask where the Divine Masculine is at. So this is the Divine Masculine, and then so we got the Divine Masculine and confused. And that's exactly what I was just saying. He's just not sure what step to take. So he's really focusing on himself right now. But in regards to the connection with his divine feminine, I feel like what he's doing is he's in a place of introspection because of the confusion. I see they're showing me like a crossroads. I'm getting a vision of a crossroads. He feels like he's at a decision point, even if we don't perceive him to be. He feels like he is. And he's confused. Okay. This is the Sacred Soulmates deck by Stellara. So I'm just going to ask what? Please give us some clarification on what the Divine Masculine is confused about. further clarification. Oh my goodness, guys. We got the Divine Masculine card. Wow. I'm just going to take a moment with this. So we pulled from the Divine Masculine from 2 different decks, and right in the center is Confused. I'm going to pull one card from the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle. Just asking for clarification. The Divine Masculine. What is he confused about? We have some further clarification. The real deal. They see your light, a total keeper, genuine, compatible, authentic, healthy, a good choice. Okay, so I'm just going to close my eyes for a moment. Okay. So what I'm feeling like is that the Divine Masculine has been in a place of introspection. Okay, he's been in that place of going within, looking away. Do you see how he has his back turned to us? So I feel like that's like the way that he's positioned in the card is actually a symbol of where he's been. And the reason why he's confused is because he's starting to wake up. Is that this is the real deal. This is a genuine connection. This Divine Masculine is waking up further to the connection that he has with his Divine Feminine. I'm feeling like this group, they either know of the term twin flame, but they don't fully understand what it means, or they don't know about it at all. Because I feel like there's just like this confusion around even the term twin flame, or just confusion about the way that this connection just feels so powerful, the way that he can still feel her all around him. Okay, and it's just I just feel like it's making him really confused. But so he's in this place, he's been in this place, and he's confused because he's woken up to the fact that it's a real deal. But I feel like that this coming through twice is how much he has been focusing on himself. So if you've had little to no contact, and I'm hearing the words unsatisfactory contact, like communication, it's because he's really in a place of trying to figure himself out in what this connection is. And I feel like with the charms, the Divine Feminine has been in a place of realizing that she is at the center of this connection, and not to put her focus as much on the Divine Masculine. And so what that has done, because he mirrors, is that it's given him the opportunity to be able to go within himself as well, and to really figure out where he is at. And he is realizing that he's feeling that this is the real deal, and that there's a sacred contract here that he can't ignore. I'm going to get, this is the Sufi Wisdom Oracle. Just going to pull. This is a new deck to me. I absolutely love it. The energy of it is amazing, and it feels just like so good in my hands energetically, although they're a little big. They're a little big. Work of art. Be the portrait of divine beauty. One of the things that the Divine Masculine was confused about was was wondering if the Divine Feminine really is who she says she is, who he sees her as. So they're giving me this vision of like him sitting there with his eyes closed and his fingers at the bridge of his nose, right where his eyes meet, and just closing his eyes and just, am I seeing her correctly? Am I seeing her correctly? Because it feels like this divine masculine has been fooled before by a feminine in his life, by her beauty. And so this is confusing him because he's in awe of his divine feminine. He finds her very beautiful, even if she doesn't have the standard beauty out in the world. To him, her beauty is a work of art. And while I feel like this, the way that she's sitting is very ungraceful, I feel like in this picture, it's actually the flow of life, a new creation. So I feel like, as this card is at the end of this, I feel like a whole new world is opening up, a whole new work of art, a whole new creation is coming. And the divine is inspiring it. There's a new cycle beginning. There's a new cycle beginning, and I feel like that can also be part of this as well. Just want one more clarification. You do the Sacred Soulmates Stellara cards again. Just give us one more message about the Divine Masculine, please. One more message. Where he is at in regards to the Divine Feminine. Okay, all of these fell out, and I'm feeling like they're the right ones. So we got this the other day, I believe, in Divine Time. So there are detours, divine interventions, delays. In divine time, we will attract our twin flame because it is our destiny. So there have been some detours, and I feel like that detour, what this is about the divine masculine coming into his own and the divine feminine coming into her own. So here, look, he's here, and then she's right in the center of the charms. They're both getting to know each other on a deeper level. They're realizing the divine beauty within themselves and that they are a work of art. And so isn't their relationship. It's destiny that we will attract our twin flame. So set our intentions high and know that we deserve to love, feel joy, and be happy. And it will come in divine timing. But what another thing that I'm hearing here is, just as this is making very clear that twin flames don't complete each other, that in order to have a healthy twin flame relationship, we each have to work on ourselves. We each have to be as whole as possible. We have to keep ourselves healthy, clear ourselves. We have to really get to know ourselves and have a relationship with ourselves so that we can have the twin flame healthy relationship. So be happy, be loving, be joyful in the now, and know that it attracts your twin flame. And you can set your intentions. And know that you deserve to receive this love and joy and happiness as well. And then when something comes at you that isn't of that love, joy, and happiness, it won't be a vibrational match, and it's not going to feel good, and you're going to be able to say no thank you. So if the divine masculine tries to come back in as an old, like with an old cycle, you'll be able to say, no, this is the direction I want to go, and you're going to be more in your power. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm going to leave these out. Okay. And so now we're going to get some messages from the divine masculine. We're going to use the twin flame messages by Mystic Moon, and the message from your twin from a happy soul coach, and the divine masculine cards, oh my goodness, by Awakened Twin. Okay. What would the divine masculine say to his divine feminine right now? What would the divine masculine like to say to his divine feminine right now? It's easier to just stay away right now. I just wasn't ready for you. I'm feeling hopeful. Okay. I can still feel you. You are my one and only, no matter what it seems. Please be patient with me. I'm just going to get the message. I'm going to speak in first person. I've been in a time of quiet. I've been really thinking, and at times it felt like my mind was going a million miles an hour. It was going so fast, it almost felt like it was like a gears just turning and turning, and then I would get so confused. And because of that, I found it easier to just stay away. I didn't know how to start a conversation. I have so much to say, and yet nothing can come out. I just wasn't ready for you. For this, for all of this. It took me by storm, and I enjoyed it. But then I just got so overwhelmed and then confused. But because I've been feeling really been going in and really getting to know myself and how I feel and where I am in the world. I feel like I'm standing on my own 2 feet, a lot healthier than I was before. I still have work, so please be patient with me. But I'm feeling hopeful because I can still feel you. I can still feel what your fingertips felt like on my skin, what your hair felt like on my skin. And sometimes at night, when I'm sitting down and starting to unwind for the night, it's as if you're all around me. Your fingers on my thigh, your hair brushing up against me. I'm coming to the realization that you are my one and only, no matter how it has seemed, even to myself. I'm really recognizing that. I'm coming out of the confusion and recognizing that this is the real deal. And as I become stronger within myself and starting to step into the true energy of a divine masculine, I'm healing some of the shadow parts of the masculine. I'm asking you to please be patient with me, dear. Please be patient with me. And join me in feeling hopeful. Because if we're both in a place of being hopeful, it frees up the energy. It's magnified, like 2 + 2 = 4. So please be patient with me and feel hopeful with me. And know that I have been talking to you and sending you messages inside my head. I feel silly about it, but somehow I feel like these messages are getting through. And then I sit and I feel hopeful that you're sending me messages, and that's why I can feel you so strongly. I'll be in touch in divine timing. Because I'm still a work of art. I'm still a work in progress. And I'm recognizing the beauty of this whole connection. And it's not frightening me as much as it used to. I'll be in touch. So continue to be my love in this beautiful goddess energy. Continue to hold your power because you do deserve to be loved. And I apologize for all the faith and beauty and communication that you have given me. I know at times it must have felt like it was like going into a bottomless cup. But I'm slowing down. I'm going to start slowing down and I'm going to reach out. Because I'm standing firmer in my own place, within myself, about knowing what I want and where I want to go. We will talk soon. But until then, know that I'm sending you messages through music and thinking of you always. Okay, Divine Feminines. So I'm hearing from the angels to give you a little bit of, to just pull a few cards around where you're at, okay? So the Divine Feminine. This is Divine Feminine deck by Flames of Alchemy. Wish granted, grounded, astral travel. Look at that, guys. Look how beautiful that sky is. I feel like the astral travel is really strong. I'm actually going to bring this back because the Divine Feminine was in the charms here. And so do you see how, like, there's the Get Grounded card, and then there's the Goddess here, the Goddess charm, right in the center. Okay. Okay. So what I feel like is that the Divine Feminine has been spending a lot of time in astral travel, in the 5D, connecting and talking with their Divine Masculine. But it's time to come back down into the Goddess energy, into our bodies, and stand in our feet. Stand on our 2 feet stronger and purer, and start to realize that we can have this relationship in this dimension. And once we start grounding in the energies, and we can start accepting and loving ourselves as we are more and more, our wish will be granted. And I feel like, so here, so like there's a leaf coming out of her finger. And I feel like what she's doing is she's slowly turning into the Goddess. And she has her face up. And I feel like that's like a level of like surrendering to the divine. And the more that she does that, the more that more that she grounds herself, comes out of spending so much time in the 5D, and she starts recognizing the Goddess that she is, her wish will be granted. I'm just gonna pull a card from the Power of Surrender deck by, I think Judith, I'm not sure of the last name, Olaf, I think it's Judith Olaf. Okay, so what could the divine, so we're just going to ask, what could the Divine Feminine further surrender to be able to get her wish granted? What's supporting energies? Okay, so we have a bottom of the deck, and then we have, so surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So what I'm hearing is allow yourself to be vulnerable. Vulnerable with yourself. You know, not pointing fingers, but really going within. Just like the Divine Masculine's going within. Okay? So surrender all of the parts to the divine, to the angels, to the Goddess. Surrender all the parts of yourself that are self-identified within this connection. How would you feel, you know, when this wish granted card popped up, how did you feel? How did that make you feel? Whatever popped up, surrender it. Even if it's happiness, surrender it. Surrender it to divine timing. That when it's meant to happen, it will happen. If you rolled your eyes, surrender whatever your thought was around that. your wish will be granted. The more that you surrender your ego. And then at the bottom of the deck is surrender your resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. And I feel like that's even further into the point, like staying positive and not pointing fingers. Okay, so the divine masculine has pulled away and gone within to really understand this situation. So we can be in a place of compassion and understanding that we have been on our own whirlwind with this, but they have their own process with this connection. They have their own set of hurts and feelings and realizations. And many of the divine masculine tend to go slower than the divine feminine. And that's why he was asking for that patience. And I'm also hearing for the divine feminines to know what I'm hearing is I'm feeling like a lot of the divine feminines are coming from a place of feeling like they need to be protected. Okay, so I feel like some of the resentments that they have are coloring anything this new and coloring the new cycle that they could have. Now, if there's anything of real abuse going on, I'm not suggesting you guys release that and then go back into a new cycle with your divine masculine. If there's any type of real abuse, get out, get into therapy, and make sure that you have your friends and your loved ones around you for support, okay? Stay away. If he's not contacting you, it's a blessing, okay? But if the divine masculine, the collective that I feel like I'm reading for, though, has not been abusive, but maybe more neglectful, been confusing, been in and out, and I'm hearing the words wishy-washy, but what I'm hearing is from the cards and from the charms and from the angels now is that he wasn't wishy-washy about his divine feminine. He was wishy-washy about his understanding of what happened. And he got very confused. And now that he's realizing that this is the real deal, he's coming to a better place. And then so we can start to work on surrendering our resentments of his behaviors from the past. And if it pops up again, we can say no thank you. If he tries to come at us with that same cycle, the same old behaviors, we can say no to that. But we can do it from a place of an open heart instead of from a place of anger or resentment or needing a false sense of, I'm hearing false protection. Like protecting from the ego versus standing in our power and just saying, I deserve to be loved. This isn't love to me. When you can love me, so I'm really what I'm hearing is that the divine feminine is in a beautiful place of healing her resentments, surrendering her egos, her ego. She's becoming more grounded. She's coming out of the astral travel. She's coming out of connecting in the 5D and relying on that and realizing that she wants to make this connection a reality so that her wish can be granted. And in order to do that, this is the suggestions by the angels. Heal the resentments, surrender them, and then surrender the ego. All right? Okay, well, thank you guys so much. I hope that this reading resonated. Oh, you know what, guys? Actually, what we'll do is we'll do some of the letters. So we'll do the numbers. Okay. Oops. So 5. Okay. So 555. For me, that number is you know, buckle up. There's some change coming. Okay. So there's 555, but so this fell outside of it first. And what I feel like that is that saying that this whole thing, there's just a big change coming, which is that new cycle that we're already talking about. But so then there's 555 if you put them together. Okay. But there's also, I don't know if you guys can see it, a 4 and a 1. And then on this side here, there's 5, 6, 1, 1. Or 1, 1, 1. And 1, 1, 1 for me is stay positive. Your thoughts are manifesting. Stay positive. Surrender all of the ego. Keep in mind your goal, which is for your own healing, for you to stay in a high vibe so your wish can be granted and you can connect again in a healthier way with your divine masculine. But these numbers can be angel numbers. They can be birthdays. So what's this? 5, oh my goodness, May 4th, January 4th, or April 1st, April Fool's Day, May 5th. Okay. All right. And so these are my Scrabble cards, and we'll just get a few letters. Okay. So we have C, N, R, plus we had the K and the G from earlier in the charms. Oh, look at that. So the K, that's twice. And an O. And a T. Okay. All right, guys. So there's C, B, N, A, R, E, T, R, O, L, and a K, C. Oh, I'm sorry about the glare, guys. I don't know what to do about it. There we go. And there's also an L on this one. O-L. So there could be, I just heard the name Connor. Ken. Okay, so you can play with those. Those can be initials. You can make words out, names out, street names. Okay. All right. Just know that change is coming, though. It's a big one. All right. And so stay positive so that your wish can be granted and that the change that comes is in a forward movement in a positive way. Okay. Thank you all so much. I wish you a wonderful night. Mwah. All my love.